Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to an absolutely beautiful April day here in Kentucky. It's about 65 degrees outside, super sunny. It's gorgeous out here. I believe the date is April 13th. So swarm season has officially begun here in Kentucky. There's been posts on Facebook. People have already been calling me today. I've gotten 2 phone calls today about swarms that they have in their yard. I'm a little bit behind. I still have a swarm trap that I need to get hung myself. I do have one swarm trap that's already hung, and it's already getting scouted like crazy today. And I also have a pill bottle with some bait in it hanging from a string from a tree that's strategically located in a very easy place for me to get. And while I was in Seattle last week, my dad sent me a picture, and I'll show you here in a second. It's an absolutely beautiful swarm that's perfectly hanging from that pill bottle. And of course, I was nowhere around to be able to catch it. So I know I've already had one colony in my hive that swarmed. They did fly away. I don't know if they aborted and went back in the hive or not. Who knows? But it's definitely on here in terms of time to swarm. And this week is going to be beautiful weather, like 60s, 70s, up to the 80s. So I think it's going to be swarm again this week. And so I've got one more swarm trap that I'm going to hang on this tree. And I am going to use my absolutely favorite swarm bait, which is Swarm Commander. This lure is phenomenal. It's exceptional. Scott and his wife, Nicole Derrick, both created this. Scott used to be in the, I believe, the, like perfume industry, cologne industry, which really gave him a lot of insight and knowledge into how to create this lure. It has, I don't know exactly what's in it. I'm sure it has some queen pheromones in here, maybe queen mandibular pheromone. I believe I can smell some lemongrass oil, maybe some thyme oil, sorry. Smells good. But this stuff works amazing. So I have used it for years now. It's the only lure that I recommend and use, and the bees go absolutely crazy for this stuff. A little bit goes a very, very long way. 1 or 2 sprays is all you need once a week, and I'll show you when I get the swarm trap hung up here exactly how I bait my swarm traps, and I've had really good success with these swarm traps. Again, I make them myself. If you want to know more about the specific swarm traps, be sure to check out a video that I posted a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, on swarm traps, and you can see the ones that I use. But today's video is about using Swarm Commander and getting these things baited and getting ready for Swarmageddon, which is about ready to take off in this area. So join me and let's go ahead and get this swarm trap hung on this tree. Okay, so we've got our swarm trap here ready to go. The first thing that I wanted to show you is these new hooks that I bought. I got these off of, I believe, eBay and not Amazon. But it's essentially just a strap with this hook, and it's a heavy-duty hook that's covered in this rubber material here that just gives it some grip. And it's, again, well-constructed. This can support a lot of weight. And this just is used to wrap around a tree so that you don't harm a tree. And it supports the weight of the hive like so. Now, I did have to plane this 2x4 down a little bit because the thickness here is a little bit wider than a 2x4. So if I was the manufacturer of this, I would recommend making this compatible with a 2x4 from a thickness standpoint, because this is advertised as a swarm trap holder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and strap this around the tree, and then it makes it super easy to just lift up your swarm trap here and strap it onto the tree. So let's go ahead and talk about what's in the swarm trap here. And again, if you watched my other video, you're going to know, but I've got 5 frames in here, and all 5 of these are open with no foundation inside. Okay, 3, 4, and then I use 1 frame of really old junky comb because swarms love this stuff, and it's like they come to it like a moth to the flame. I put that in the very back of the swarm trap here, up against the edge, and then I put the 4 empty frames in front. Now, why do you use empty frames? Because the scout bees will come into this swarm trap and they will fly around. Get stuck on me. And they will measure the inside space and area inside this swarm trap. And you want approximately 40 liters of space. And so that's what this trap is specifically designed for. So scout bees will come in the front here, buzz around, fly in here, determine that, oh yeah, there is a lot of space in here, enough to build a colony. And you've got that one frame of old stinky comb, which tells them that at some point a previous hive thought that this was a great place to stay also. So then you just put your lid on, and it's that simple. And then I'll show you how we bait the hive once I get it hung on the tree. Okay, let's go ahead and get this hive hung and baited. And I'm going to try to avoid the standing water here. It's a little marshy right here. Okay, so we've got our hook up here on the tree. Now, to bait this with the Swarm Commander, all you do is one spray on the inner cover. Literally one spray. A little bit of this stuff goes a very long way. Make sure your lid's on good. Put it on your hook. Now, in order to keep the hive from swinging, I have a second strap that goes around the back. So around the 2x4 here, all the way through. And this isn't a huge tree, so it's a lot of extra strap. But just pull it through. Make sure it's not twisted the best that you can. I already had a bee buzzing me. I said this stuff works exceptionally good. Now this isn't supporting any weight, so don't worry about getting it too tight. And that keeps it from moving. And so just bundle up your excess strap here so it's not hanging and in your way. Wrap it up just like that. Just let it hang from the back, and that's it. And so now I have my swarm trap hung, and the last thing I do to bait it is I take one more spray right on the entrance. Just right inside here. And that's it, 2 total sprays. Make sure that obviously that your disc is open. And we could probably stand here, and within 2 to 3 minutes, there's gonna be bees checking this out. I kid you not. That's how good this stuff is. But super easy to hang these traps. I really like these hooks. It really takes the whole trying to hold it on top of your head while strapping it in out of the equation, which is what I was doing it before. And I was like, man, there's got to be an easier way to do this. So I'll put a link to those hooks in the description. I'll also put a link at the end of this video to how I make these swarm traps if you're interested. And I'll put a link to the Swarm Commander lure that you can pick up at Amazon. I think this stuff retails for $25 to $30 somewhere, but this one bottle has lasted me almost 5 years. And it's only, I'm not even sure if it's half gone. And I've caught 10 swarms with this over those years. So just using 1 to 2 traps. But yeah, this stuff works great. And I'll show you because in no time flat, we'll end up with a swarm in here. So hope this was helpful. If you have your own swarm traps, I'm curious what you guys use. Again, I make my own, but there's lots of good swarm traps out there. And then I'm curious if anyone else has used Swarm Commander before and what you guys think of it. So drop me a comment down below, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.